One big clap there to start us off. All right. Welcome. This is episode 2, I guess, and we're just going to be talking about why you should give away 99% of your stuff for free. Now, when it comes to coaching, that is a very foreign concept to some, but that's because they place a lot of their value in in the knowledge that they have. And yes, there is value in that, but when it comes to your programming, your nutrition, your mindset advice, that is all stuff that is out there and people can research anyway. So there are a couple of reasons why I highly recommend giving away your stuff for free. So I give out workout templates away for free. I give out just like general nutrition advice, what I'm qualified to do, mindset side of things. I give all of that away for free. So 99% of what I do is free because all of that information is out there for one. So if you deliver that information, that builds trust with people who are potentially going to work with you. And then you basically become like Google. The analogy I use is think about search engines are such a common thing, but the ones that have a really high name value and a lot of trust in them are Google. If someone doesn't know something, they're like, I'll Google it. And so as a result, when you do that, you kind of become your own version of Google, where instead of people going like, oh, he said it's out there, I'll go look up this concept, they can literally watch you or listen to you or read your piece of information where you speak about it. And then as a result, you become people's Google. So when you get to be that for people, they build up a lot of trust and puts you in that leadership position. There's a multitude of things that we talk about in relation to building trust, but essentially what we do as coaches a big part of our job is relationship building. And a lot of that requires trust and for people to see you as a leader when it's time for you to be a leader. So when you position yourself that way and give your information out like that, it builds trust with people. So it's a great thing to do that. And the second reason that I think it is a great idea to give your stuff away for free is those people that are actually ready for change. So the people that are actually ready to see change and really ready to commit themselves, they're not trying to scab stuff for free. They want to work with someone, and if they trust you more, then basically they will pay you. They'll find the money, that kind of thing. People that are going to scab your stuff, look up stuff for free, we know that generally 99% of people don't actually have the capacity to take advantage of that, but that is what most people want to do until they are ready, until the pain builds up to the point where they're like, man, I really need some help for this, then we can help. But until then, even you inserting yourself and being like, hey, come work with me, doesn't really do most people much good. Because the fact that they're not ready for it. Also in relation to that, so another reason why I think you should give stuff away for free is because people pay you for implementation, not information. That's something I've heard James Goff say, JG Physique. I'm not necessarily sure where he got it from, but it's a genius little thing to remember. That's basically like all the information, and it feeds into what I was saying before. All the information is out there. You can get all of that for free. What people pay you for is implementation, or the way I like to phrase it for coaches, and this is another reason why I don't think there's really any competition when it comes to coaches, and the more coaches we have in the space, the better, which is why I want to help so many coaches, because I don't see us as competitors. Because what people are paying for is access to your mind, to you. That's where the value is. You being able to implement and meet them where they're at. Because all the information's out there, but they don't know how to take on exactly what they need to, when they need to. And that's what we do as coaches, through our experience, through our knowledge. So we can meet people where they're at and be like, hey, here's maybe one thing, maybe two things that you need to do first. And that's what we'll start with, and we'll build up, and I'll give you the information as you need it. So that's what people pay for, your mind and access to your time. So that's why I think that we have to prioritize that as the highest thing, because that is the most important thing. So as a result, you can see why there's no competition by way of coaches, because my mind is my mind. Another coach's mind is another coach's mind. So it doesn't matter. Like all the information, the stuff in between, there's overlap of like 99% of the things we do. Like I said, all the information, pretty much the same. Everyone's got a slightly different method, but people aren't really banking on the method. That's not what they want. That's not what they need. That's not where the value is. Yes, there's value in giving that information. I'm not saying the information itself isn't value, but it's our ability to deliver that and us. We are the unique factor that basically, because no one can compete at being us. People can copy us and try that, but people pick up on that being disingenuous. So when it comes to that, knowing where your value lies, and I believe that the majority of your value is just in who you are, how and your abilities as a coach, and your ability to help people implement by meeting them where they're at. So if you come at that through the lens of serving, that's really going to help people, because you're going to serve them and realize that you are serving them, not the other coaches, not the information, because the information does nothing for them if it's not implemented. You are the one who helps them implement it, who's part of that journey. So that's a big thing there by way of giving out that stuff for free. I had another point and it just escaped my mind. But when it comes to doing your coaching, we do want to be able to give things away for free and have confidence in where our value lies, and then convey that value accordingly, because the value is not in the fact that we have this information, it's in our ability to implement it for people. Yes, that's the last point. Actually helping. So if we actually want to help, we have to realize that we can't physically work with everyone at once. Sometimes, and you got to cater to people where they're at in different stages of the journey. Like I was saying before, sometimes people aren't ready. They just need the little bits of free information, can build up that trust. And when they're ready, they will be more likely to come and work with you because they'll see the value in the things that you're doing. So if you look at it through the lens of serving, like I really want to help as many people as possible, some people need the free information. That's where they're at in their journey. There's no judgment or anything like that. That's just where people are. They're not ready to work with a coach yet. They don't see the value in it yet. And yes, part of that is talking to them and showing them that value, but you can only do that to a certain degree. I truly believe that, because not everyone's ready for it. It's not the right time for everyone to be working with you. And if we are secure in that and don't make it mean anything about ourselves, make it about the other person and serving the people that you're going to come across, then it's just a really good way to be secure in yourself and be confident in what you're doing. Be like, it's fine. I'm not going to work with everyone. Literally, we have limitations and capacities. So giving out that free information, having that be highly accessible, will help more people, because it helps a lot of people with that. Look, I mean, like 99% of people aren't really looking to start working with a coach just yet. But by giving them the free information, that could be the piece of information that changes the game for them, changes their life. And that's how I approach it as well. I don't give out free information with being like, this person's going to work with me. I give it as, this could help. This could be like, they could be the kind of person that just needs this one bit of information. Then that's it. That's life-changing for them. Because things that we know offhandedly, we can say off the cuff, and the way we can word it and present it, which is, again, our mind, that can be just the way someone needs to hear it. Because, for example, you can have like 3 different people tell you one thing, but just because of little nuances in the way they speak, the way they word things, it can, like, only one of those people might click for another person, for the person receiving the information. So that's where a lot of our value is. And if we embrace that, embracing that is huge, because then we can really help as many people as possible. Now, one of the last points there is, from a sales perspective, yes, there is potential for people to be more likely to work with you because of that, because you've built up that trust, but also because of the law of reciprocity. So when it comes to what that means, is essentially people reciprocating or returning what you have given, or people, supposedly, this is how it goes, people are uncomfortable with you receiving a lot from someone and not giving back. That's the majority of people. Some people are cool with it, like, I'll take all the free stuff, which is fine. Give them that stuff. They're not the type of person that was probably going to work with you anyway. But when it comes to the law of reciprocity, it's essentially like, think about it in terms of receiving compliments. When someone gives you a compliment, the standard reaction is to give one back and not just say thanks. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that that's a good thing. I just think it's a thing. It's not good or bad, it's just a thing. It's part of our nature, our nature as human beings for the majority of us. So when it comes to that, people are more likely to work with you because you've given them something for free with no expectation there. Then they basically are like, okay. They feel subconsciously, can feel obliged to return that in some sense. and then the more stuff you can give them over time, meeting them where they're at, not just showering them with stuff for the sake of it, then the more likely that you give them the best chance of being able to work with you through building up that trust, through building up the reciprocity. And that's not something I like to use as a sleazy sales thing. It just happens to be a benefit of doing that way, but not something that you should make your entire approach contingent upon. I don't believe so anyway, because I just think just some people, it's not right for them to be working with you, but your information could really help them. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on why you should give 99% of your stuff away for free, because it's about realizing where the real value is, and that's in your implementation, your ability to implement and meet them, you as a coach. And it's taken me a long time to wrap my head around that, because sometimes I'm like, are other coaches competitors? If someone once talks to me and then they actually start up with another coach, then I'm like, that's fine, that person wasn't supposed to. Whether that was just where they were at in their journey, or because of the deficit in my skills to be able to show them the value of working with me. Either way, it wasn't the right time. I will continue to look at those situations as objectively as possible, analyze, see where I can become better, so that I can help more people in future. But it's fine if people choose not to work with you. And I think that is huge by way of, if you have that little gem in your mindset, that's really big for being able to sell or show people your value so that you can help them. Because ultimately what we're doing is we are trying to help people. That comes at the forefront. Serving is at the forefront of what we should be doing as coaches, and it's just at the forefront of good business. You think about some of the best business guys right now, we're all talking about serving. Yes, I just put myself in the same category as some of the best business guys in the world. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm planning to be there. I'm part of that next generation that, gets the privilege to be mentored by them. Anyway, that's a little bit of a tangent. So basically approaching things through the lens of serving, and then through that you can see how everything else comes out that way. And I think it's really good to have security in yourself and understand where your value lies as a coach is not necessarily in the information, it's the ability to distill that information, to teach, to help people to implement. And I've said that quite a few times now, because that is the major point of this. You are the value, not your information, not the little pieces you can write, not your programs even. It's you, your ability to meet people out where to implement them. Yes, your unique style of programming and everything, but there are so many variations out there that anyway. And honestly, a lot of the time, the programming, unless you're going specific for athletes, even then, and general pop, it's really, they're like the little 1%ers that add to that. But the majority of where your value as a coach lies is actually in the 1%, which is you. But that's huge. Whatever percentage you want to look at it is. But the majority, it's like that 80-20 rule. The majority comes from the minority. So it's like 20% of what you do is that's where 80% of the value is. That kind of thing. Look at it with whatever percentages you want. You are the value. That's the number one point, and that's going to lead into a lot of what we talk about. I'll rehash this point because I know that I'll always learn new things. I'm always open to being wrong, always open to learning, open to being right about things, and just backing myself on that. But I think it's important to keep discussing the topics, but then also now what I'm doing is I'm laying the foundation to talk about how that will relate to other things like serving clients. I think it's pretty apparent how that would help you serve clients, because you get all your systems in order and then you optimize everything so that you can, be serving or building a team to help serve, and distilling that knowledge to your team, who can in part distill that to their clients and their followers and that kind of thing. There's, by way of that, I think that's pretty obvious as a coach how we can use that for the serving part of our job. It's all serving, but I mean servicing clients in that sense, as well as that has a lot of implications by way of selling, which is basically just showing the people the value as well, and by way of finding people, because it's like if you double down and have security in knowing that it's you that people are in it for, then it's much easier to be genuine and to convey that when you are in a situation that requires you to do so, which we need to do with any marketing, advertising, and even just talking to people. That's all. Allowing us to come through is one of the biggest things. Yes, there are different strategies in that will will increase our chances and actually give us the best chance of helping people. But then it's also, you got to find a way that works for you and is very much you at its core. Anyway, that's all for this little episode 2. Wrapping up why you should give 99% of your stuff away for free. Because you're the value. All right. Take care, guys. I will catch you soon. Thanks so much for listening or watching for anyone who has. All right. Bye.